sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Funny reactions come out.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this special 3 p.m. kickoff stream where myself and Dan are going to be covering Southampton versus Man City. As you can see, Dan is lying back, he's on his couch, he's ready for the game. Good afternoon, Dan.
Good afternoon, Steve. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, really looking forward to this match. As you can see, nice and comfortable. It's absolutely lashing it down outside and hoping for a cracking game this afternoon.
Well, talking of cracking games up on screen at the moment, it was Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 7. Dan, did you watch the game?
I didn't, but...
see you later then.
I'm watching this and then I'm watching the Arsenal. At some point I've got to do other stuff in the day, but no, I mean, it's just absolutely insane. We've had, at the start of the season, we had these crazy results, you know, with goals galore and just bonkers games. And that was one of them, really. I mean, Liverpool, full of confidence after beating Spurs, just destroyed Palace. And just to see Salah come off the bench and get an assist and 2 goals was just...
I wanted to do a rant on... not a rant on Twitter, but like I'm sick to death of the people... last night saying Salah's going to be benched, you'd be a stupid idiot to captain Salah. All right then, we won't captain Salah then. We'll do whatever we can to not captain him. And then all of a sudden it's Salah's not playing. All those Salah captainers, you're a bunch of morons. All right, calm down, relax, just breathe. Salah then scores a double-digit haul, and it's told you idiots that Salah was going to do. Shut up. It really winds me up, Dan. I mean, I'm sure you feel exactly the same, especially if you use Twitter or whatever like that. It's just absolutely absurd, the people that are coming out here making out like they've had some sign from God, shall we say. It's just ridiculous. Just embrace the fact that Salah got however many points he got today. Happy days, done. Don't rub it in people's faces that at first they had captained Salah, and then it may have blown up in their face because he was on the bench, and then you got people saying, 1 point Salah, so there's going to be 2 pointers, stuff you. And then he comes off with a double pointer, and then these people are hiding away, and the people... It's just crazy, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah, so, I mean, after Palace getting a draw at home to Tottenham last weekend, you'd have thought it would be a more tight game. But yeah, like you said, the whole Salah captaincy thing, When I saw that he didn't start, I have to admit I was quite happy. But then, at 5-0 for him just to have had an assist, I was like, well, this hasn't worked out too bad. But then 2 late goals, it's just crazy. And just a terrible result for Palace. But Liverpool now just full of confidence and bombing on, and really coming into the next gear and assaulting that challenge on their title.
I think it's beyond a terrible result. It's just out of absolute nowhere. It's very rare to see, 7 goals scored by a team. Everybody thought Liverpool were going to do that versus Fulham the other week. Obviously, that didn't happen. I was expecting the game to go exactly the same way as the Fulham game did, but it didn't. We'll get onto that in a second. So before we carry on with that conversation, just to let people know, obviously we are covering Southampton versus Man City. Up on screen at the moment is the team for Southampton. We've got McCarthy in goal, Walker-Peters, Vestergaard, Bednarak, Bertrand. All right, Bertrand's playing. Romeo, Ward-Prowse, Jempo, Musa Jempo, Walcott, Ings and Adams. The big news for Man City is essentially that Pep Guardiola's gone strikerless. Dan, I don't know if you are aware of the team news. He's gone strikerless. Yeah. It's Sterling, Torres, and Bernardo up front today. So the full team is Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Stones, Cancelo, Rodrigo, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Torres, and Sterling. From those team news, anybody stand out? I mean, I just mentioned Bertrand playing for Southampton. I haven't seen that name for a while. Any thoughts on these particular teams?
It's just interesting that Jesus isn't starting the game, obviously. But
not even on the bench. Not even on the bench.
Yeah, he's not even on the bench.
No.
Oh wow. Okay, so that's interesting. Well, I mean, Pep's just maybe decided that after him not, getting returns against West Brom, he wants to try something a bit different. Be it very interesting for Sterling owners. Me myself, I've obviously got De Bruyne, Cancelo. I was panicking a bit this morning, thinking, is Cancelo going to play? Is he not going to play? But Pep more or less saying we've got to win this game. We can't afford to rest De Bruyne. I mean, in the context of my mini league battle, like with yourself, with other people, not many people in and around me have got De Bruyne. I think it's one person. So
oh really?
That'll be interesting. Yeah. I was quite surprised when I looked at my mini league rivals. There's, I think, one person out of about 6 or 7 has De Bruyne. Not many Cancelo. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. But I think this is going to be a very tough game for Man City. Southampton are going to press up. They've got a very good team, very good structure to the team. Some excellent individuals. Danny Ings, Che Adams. Very good partnership there. Romeu locking it down in midfield. Ward-Prowse with his set-piece abilities. And, of course, Bednarak from set pieces and, in the air, always a danger. So I think it's going to be set for a really good game.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. I'm hoping it is a good game myself, Dan. Just to let people know, I'm actually... What minute are you on, Dan? I'm at 1 minute 29, 1 minute 30, 31.
I'm 1 minute 17. I don't understand why this is. It must
I can pause. Let me hold a minute. I think I can actually pause this. So let's just hold it there. And maybe I could catch up with you. I don't know if that will work or not. So you're sending that. And just for anybody in chat, please don't spoil it for others if they are following along with myself and Dan. To be honest with you, I'm not really going to be reading chat whatsoever. So moderators, be on your wits if there are any moderators. But be on your wits about the fact that myself and Dan aren't going to be reading the chat whatsoever. So please, no spoilers whatsoever. I'm now at 2 minutes 9 seconds, 2 minutes 10, Dan. I don't know if that's done anything whatsoever. I doubt it very much. But
1 minute 15. I'm at 2 minutes now.
Right, okay. So you're about 17 seconds behind. It's not too bad. It's nothing major whatsoever. It's all good and good. But yeah, going back to this Liverpool game and everything, are you surprised, though, that Salah actually came off the bench considering they were 4-0 up?
Kind of. Oh, hello, Edison. Kind of. But, Klopp's got to keep everyone happy, and the best players, they always want to play. I mean, I've been reading a book recently about Messi by Gwyneth Balaguer and just talking into the mindset of a top elite player. And even when, it's like a cup game or a game they always want to play. So I'm sure Salah's the same. He doesn't want to be sat on the bench for 90 minutes. He just wants to come on for a bit, and Klopp's just satisfying that urge for Salah to go on, and and he's got the goals and he's rewarded him. So kind of not really that surprised, because you just want to keep the best players happy.
Yeah, absolutely. So far in this game, we've had no real opportunities whatsoever. We're 3 minutes in. There's been no real opportunities whatsoever. It's really just about seeking each other out, what people are about, and everything. News for you, Dan. You spoke about Kevin De Bruyne. Guess who captained him?
Jason.
Yes, he did. Now, I did a members video for anybody that's unaware. Now, the members video actually contains my new setup. So, members were in for a tiny bit of a treat today. Jason kindly last night, along with Dan, but Jason obviously did all the work, kindly did a completely brand new setup. So all those people that were banging on about, oh, come on, Jason, why aren't you setting up Steeder with new graphics? Look, the reality is this. I've got a laptop. As Jason keeps stating to me, laptops are not designed for streaming. And what you want on the stream is a perfectly great graphical setup. Now, what we've got at the moment is fantastic. There's no denying that. But what Jason's got is a million times better. And what he can do is going to be 10 times more than me with Southampton on the attack. Dan, take us through the action, please.
Yeah, Southampton fighting in the midfield here. Walcott coming forward here now. They're stealing the ball back. And Romeu there, picking the pieces up. Now it's on to Ings. Ings driving forward. Gineppo on the left-hand side. Gineppo takes a shot. Good block from Walker, but yeah.
I mean, come on. You're being a bit kind to Gineppo there. That was awful. He barely even kicked the ball.
No, I think it was good defending by Walker. But they've won a corner now, and Southampton with a bit between their tails there, pressing. That's been a feature of their game all season. And we've got Ward-Prowse, the set-piece specialist, with the corner now. Man City, all in white, looking to defend this. And we know that Southampton can be a threat from set pieces.
Absolutely.
Bednarak in there, the massive central defender. Ward-Prowse gives the thumbs up. The corner swung in here. It's a poor one, actually.
It's very poor, isn't it, Dan?
It comes back out. Gineppo. Gineppo, nice bit of skill there, but well tackled there and cleared out. That was Bernardo Silva doing the hard work there. Excellent defending from the Portuguese international. And Southampton have made quite a lively start. Here's Walcott having a second lease of life back at his former. Oh, hello. Walcott on a run. That's what I like to see. Good challenge, John Stones.
I tell you what, Walcott looks like he's got some cojones about him at the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of like back to where he started and able to, enjoy his football again, be a focal figure. And, Walcott, he did well at points for Arsenal, so it's nice to see him starting and doing well again. And, fair play to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to let everybody know, welcome. I can see up on screen right now, Brew FPL Tips is here. I know Anurag's here. Give a few more shout-outs. We've got Tyler Caulfield and Rajan, Dread FPL, Brian Tavares. Brian, Mane, did you take him out in the end? Mane obviously finally coming through. Do you know why Mane was subbed off at 57 minutes, Dan? Injured or?
Not a clue.
Fair enough.
Not a clue.
Blah, 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 blah. What am I looking at here? I've completely forgotten what I was doing, Dan. I've completely forgotten. Oh, yeah, giving a few shout-outs here or there. Gabriel De Rop, afternoon. James Bennett, McCall. John, good Lord. John Harris is here. Aldante. Gavin Gould. Nathuku is here. So, according to Nathuku, a tooth injury, Pep confirmed on Jesus. So, Jesus has been in the wars, it sounds like, Dan.
Nasty. Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
But Southampton here, the way they're going to be giving them another headache, because they're just pressing them, hustling them in midfield, harrying them, not giving them any space to breathe. I don't know how long they can keep this up for, but Southampton have made quite a tenacious start.
Yeah, absolutely.
De Bruyne. Go on, son. I really need De Bruyne to do something in this game.
Why is that, Dan? Just because he's a differential on your rivals?
He is you being one of them, but obviously Salah came through for you. Your captain choice, though. Tell the people about your captain choice.
That's for
I
members
think
only,
that's
Danny
qualified.
boy. That's only for members only.
Okay,
I'm trying to sit. Sorry to interject. I'm trying to see if I'm now on top of this. I'm at 8 minutes 3, 4, 5. What are you at, Dan? I'm trying to.
Miles. Yeah, no, sure. 754.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deliberately pause the stream for me, and then hopefully you can catch up with this. Now I'm at 8:14. Tell me when you're at 8:14, Dan. Let's do some music. Jason was actually going to give us some music, actually, to be fair. And unfortunately, like I said, because I'm on a laptop, it would just fry. It would just fry the. Here we go. Nah, I don't think it's going to work, I'm afraid, Dan, whatsoever. Because now I am at, as they say, I'm at 8:43. I don't think it does anything, to be honest with you. So I'm about 15 seconds ahead.
That's because I'm in Devon.
That's because you're in good old Devon, Dan. Good old Devon, Dan. Well, Man City are on the attack at the moment. Dan, if you want to just talk us through some of the action that's going to be happening.
Yes, of course. So Bernardo Silva, nice bit of skill there. Driving forward. He's made a lively start to this game. And the ball goes over to the left-hand side. It's Raheem Sterling. Sterling does Walcott. Runs into the box, but well defended there. And Southampton breaking out once again, and a nice ball there. Slipped over to the right-hand side. It's Che Adams who got the assist on Wednesday. But once again, Man City defending. It's been a hustle and bustle start to the game. Both teams feeling each other out. And, very competitive game so far. And but no real clear-cut chances so far.
Good afternoon, Lucas. Welcome to the stream, Nuclear Atoms. Good afternoon. I've done what Tips has said, so FPL Tips has just said pin the message to the top of the chat. I didn't know how to do it, so Dread FPL, guess what? I did a tiny bit of research, which was just clicking on a few buttons, and I found out how to pin a message in chat. So yeah, just to let everybody know that we are, I don't know if I'm ahead, but yeah, go for it, Dan. Talk us through it.
No, Ward-Prowse picking his pocket. Gineppo, nice bit of skill there from Gineppo. Tries to stick it free, but I was just admiring the way that Ward-Prowse picked his pocket there in the midfield and fed it to Ings, and once again Southampton are really snapping at Man City's tail. But we've got Raheem Sterling on the left-hand side here. Sterling looking for options, but blocked out there by Walker-Peters, and Man City trying to move this attack forward again, get De Bruyne involved in the game. On the right-hand side, De Bruyne tries to cross it in, but Southampton staying. Oh, Sterling shot. Way over.
Yeah, so basically, in fact, do you know what? This gives me an opportunity to talk about the members stuff, actually. So, for anybody who doesn't know, myself and Jason offer a membership. It's only $1.99, but $1.99 for anybody that wants to support the channel, essentially to help us upgrade, really. We are looking into myself upgrading my laptop to an actual computer. Hopefully we can get Dan set up with something, and like I say, all the money that we raise from you kind people, we always put it back into the show, essentially. And the point being is that someone asked earlier on, what exactly does the membership offer? Man City on the attack at the moment, Dan?
Yeah, okay, so Southampton coming out, but obviously going to anticipate this Man City attackers. I'm slightly behind, but Man City pressing high up the pitch. All De Bruyne, lovely bit of play. Go on, son. Go on. Oh, good block there. But really hoping that De Bruyne can get some returns, as you can tell.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. Again, I'm trying
a bit desperate.
Yeah. You're not that far behind me now, Dan. I'm trying to do my best to hopefully be able to catch up with you, but we got a City corner at the moment. Dan, do you want to take us through it?
Yeah, okay, so corner here on the right-hand side for Manchester City. Goes out to the edge of the box, and then once again, back in. Blocked again from Southampton. De Bruyne, lovely chink there. Passes it back out to Walker. Goes back in. De Bruyne again, heading it back, trying to keep the momentum going. One back again. KDB's involved a lot here. Swings it in, and Walker-Peters there, the right place at the right time, and it is a corner to Manchester City. So Manchester City now kind of stamping some authority on the game, getting into the attacking final third. A corner here, and it's the main man, Kevin De Bruyne, going to take this corner here. Obviously, we've got Stones in there, Diaz in there, some big central defenders looking to make it. He's gone short to Bernardo Silva, back out. De Bruyne again. Cancelo. Oh!
Good save, wasn't it, Jan? You know, the player that I got rid of. Great save.
He does like to pop a shot off, like he was doing it against West Brom the other day. And shoot on sight, outside the box. Good effort. McCarthy, you'd expect him to save that, but he palms it away from danger. And it's Bernardo Silva here, going short, get out to the centre, back into the midfield. Walker, Gineppo putting pressure on him, but back out to Bernardo Silva. De Bruyne, lovely move from City this. And Southampton defending it well there. Walcott doing his defensive duties and going to be a throw-in. But yeah, I mean, it's been quite an even game so far. But Man City now having a bit of territorial domination in the attacking third here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, this is exactly what Man City are doing at the moment. So yeah, people are asking me about the membership, what benefits you get. I mean, the reality is you get a nice little badge for the chat and everything. Obviously, we are made aware of who's in the chat and whatnot, and you more than likely get your questions answered. But more importantly, I do on a day within reason a daily basis. Essentially, just me talking absolute dribble about what's going on in my life and just hold on a minute here, Danny boy. We have a goal. We have a goal, Dan.
No, don't. Keep telling you. He's just completely spoiled it for me. So right, okay. So Bernardo Silva's going to go in, and yeah, it's a goal apparently, but it's offside, and it's Cancelo of all people.
Tell us, Dan. He was way offside, wasn't he?
Yeah, miles offside, unfortunately. But Cancelo, he does have those attacking instincts. I noticed it in that game against West Ham away that we covered about a month or two ago now. It was Rodrigo. Sorry, it was Rodrigo. I'm having a bit of difficulty here, I have to say, because I've got my glasses on, obviously because we're on the phone, but then I've got the TV and, I'm kind of a little bit short-sighted, but my long sight is fine. So you'll have to forgive me a little bit whilst I make sure that I've got the players right. But it was Rodrigo that was offside there.
So yes, the benefits of membership, essentially it's you get short video clips, normally between 5 to 15 minutes long. I'm sorry, Dan, I have to spoil it for you. We have got to go, everybody. Dan, talk us through the action, please. Talk us through the action.
Okay, so Edison kicking it long, and Southampton trying to defend here, but De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, Sterling, 1-0 to Manchester City, KDB assist, and for all you Raheem Sterling owners out there, both of you, it's a goal, and you kind of had to say it was coming. It was a big old kick by Edison onto the right-hand side there. Southampton kind of got caught out. Bednarak tried to head it back out, but Bernardo Silva, who's been involved quite a bit, slipped it to De Bruyne. Lovely pass. KDB, Sterling, that chemistry between them coming alive there, and 1-0 to Manchester City.
Yeah, there we are. Assist for Kevin De Bruyne and Sterling with the goal. 1-0 to Manchester City after 16 minutes. So after 16, approaching 17-minute mark, it's now 1-0 to Man City. And to be honest with you, could the floodgates open? Are Man City going to replicate what Liverpool did? Well, we've got a further 70 minutes to go, just over 70 minutes, 73 minutes to go in this game, and we will find out what will happen with Man City on the attack at the moment. Tell us through the action, Dan.
Okay, so as Man City going 1-0 up here, and once again Southampton trying to come back at it, but Man City won it back there, Stones. And now, this is looking dangerous on the counter-attack here. Man City really opening up them. And, lovely bit of skill. But Romeo nicking the ball out, Gineppo. Romeo doing his job in the centre of midfield, nicking it off Bernardo Silva there. That's what Romeo's there to do. He's had a really good season so far. And just Southampton now just calming everything down, passing around at the back and just taking a moment to get themselves back into the game as Man City broke really quickly there, and Southampton were looking in real trouble. But the ball going up here, and I think Southampton's confidence will be a little bit knocked by such an early goal, Steve-O.
Yeah, absolutely indeed. Absolutely indeed. If you're enjoying the fact that Man City are 1-0, the fact that Kevin De Bruyne has got an assist, why not hit that like button? There's over 100 people watching this stream at the moment. By all means, hit that like button right now. And if you are completely brand new around here, hit that subscribe button. The ball just crossed in my Rodrigo, I think that was, but it's the usual line from myself. It's come to absolutely nothing. I can't be bothered to talk about memberships anymore. Essentially, if you want to support the show, just get onto the membership. It's $1.99 a month, and basically you just get videos from me. That's all you need to know. It's things that I can't talk about on live on air. That's all you need to know. Talking of which, let's just quickly bring up my team. At the moment, Man City on the attack, Dan.
Yes, once again, Southampton trying to break out, but Stones doing an excellent job on Che Adams there. Back in the team now recently, much improved form. Back in favour of Pep Guardiola, but yes, on the right hand, every time it seems from the right hand side, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, some intelligent play by them, passing it back and forth, and Walker there, De Bruyne. I mean, Man City are keeping the ball now and kind of dominating possession here again, looking comfortable at the back. Over to the left hand side, Sterling, just keep ball. Southampton have got the men behind the ball here, just trying to see if they can break Man City's possession up, but. Man City looking quite comfortable and easing into this game now, really. But once again, onto the right-hand side. Lovely play by Man City. Flicked over there. It was a clever idea, but McCarthy's retrieved the ball.
I have to say, Dan, it's nice to see... they play a high line. I get that, Southampton, but it's nice to see that it's not just two sets of brick walls in front of the Southampton goal. Go on, Southampton on the attack at the moment. On with Danny Ings. Danny Ings with an effort, and it's been blocked by one of obviously the Man City defenders, and Southampton's still got the ball here. Dan, do you want to talk us through what's going on? Hold a minute here, Man City counter. I'm sorry for telling you all this, Dan, but tell us through the action, Dan.
Well, as I say, you're a little bit ahead of me. Danny Ings having that shot, well blocked, and the game is picking up quite a pace here, really, as Man City once again countering Southampton. It's a bit dangerous for them to be going up this high. De Bruyne trying to slip it through, and Ferran Torres trying to get in there, but Southampton just...
Keep with it, Dan. Keep with it, Dan.
Okay, Southampton going forward, trying to get forward here again, holding possession up, going long onto the right-hand side. It's Wally Walcott. Oh, it's Walker Peters, sorry. Crossing, Walcott, shot. Oh, Ings. Oh, nearly. Romeo. Edison gets it there, but frantic action in this first 20 minutes. And
Ings, if he just got a touch to it.
Have you got Ings?
No. But I'm just saying, if he just got a touch to it.
You just want to see the old Burnley boy do well. Fair enough. But Wally Walcott having the shot, Edison saving it. And Ings could have got a touch in there. Came out to Romeo, who's not known for his goal scoring ability, and Edison comfortable. But very enjoyable game so far.
It is indeed. And FPL Tips is asking a very simple question. What's it like? Go on, Dan.
No, Edison kicking it long and Sterling nearly getting in, but McCarthy coming out as sweeper keeper and doing his job well.
FPL Tips asking me what it's like to be able to watch the games. This is absolutely fantastic, and I will be, because I've captained Martial, I will be covering the Man United game. It's as simple as that. Everybody's captained Fernandes. That's not the reason why I'm going to be covering the game. It's because I've captained Martial. I spoke about it in a members video, but essentially I'm expecting there to be lots of goals in that game. I went 3-2 in my predictions on a members video. But essentially, I'm expecting that game to end 3-2 to Man United. I'm expecting goals, and I would like to think that Martial will come out with at least a simple goal, because I don't think Vardy's going to do anything against Tottenham. Essentially, what I'm telling everybody is this. Whatever I'm saying, the opposite is going to happen. Talk to us, Dan.
Yeah, Walker Peters on the right-hand side there again, chipping it in. Che Adams heading it back in. Nobody in there to pick up off that.
Lay on!
Back, but, looking very dangerous here. Southampton are getting back into this game. It's a real ding-dong of affair. So Ward-Prowse, Gineppo slipping it through. And, that Bertrand was trying to get through. Gineppo there again. Is this a free kick to Southampton? I think it is. trying to make inroads on that left-hand side there. Walker's protesting against that. But, we had Bertrand, the ex-Chelsea man. He who won the Champions League back in 2012 on the left-hand side here. So we've got Ward-Prowse. One of his idols growing up was David Beckham. And his set-piece ability is quite similar, really, with his curling crosses in and his ability on free kicks as well. But could Bertrand take this one? We will see. But it'd be great if Southampton could get a goal back just to level things up and make this game even more interesting. So we have, I think we Ward-Prowse with the in-swinger here. And well defended again by Man City. Comes back out to Walcott. He chips it in. And Man City defending well as a team there and pushing back out. Pressing, De Bruyne pressing there again, looking for the counter-attack here. Come up to the right-hand side. There's Walcott against Sterling. One ex-England international against a current England international. But Sterling won that duel there. It's a nice bit of control by Walcott. But Sterling doing the defense. I mean, the one thing you do notice here is that Man City, they're attacking players, they're flair players. Bernardo Silva, Raheem Sterling, they do the defensive duties well, don't they?
They do indeed. They do indeed do their defensive duties. We've had I think Kevin De Bruyne has just been given a yellow card. I think, don't quote me on that, I'm just seeing the replay now. Yep, Kevin De Bruyne has just received, unfortunately, a yellow card for, well, to be honest with you, Dan, tell us about it. I don't know what he's done there to...
I'm absolutely missed and teed off as well, I have to say. So De Bruyne on the turn there. What is Bertrand coming into him and they just collided? That's just an absolutely crazy yellow card in my mind. But
it's very similar. They were talking on Planet FPL. They were talking about the fact that the Benteke sending off. I don't know exactly what happened. I can only judge on what James was talking about. But essentially, Benteke jumped in the air, was given a second yellow card, I believe, and that was it. But as James made a point, just common sense. Common sense, just say, don't do it again. If you do it again, I'll have to give you a yellow card and you're sent off. I mean, do you know much about this Benteke sending off the other day?
I can't say I do really, but I totally agree about, because we've now got this technology, sometimes it can overrule the common sense aspect of the game. But that just seemed to be a very quick fire decision by the ref there. Obviously De Bruyne was turning in. And then I think it was Bertrand that he clattered into. But
even though I put a picture up earlier, I've just realised, Dan, there's fans at the stadium. It's just hit me.
Yeah, I said that at the start of the game, man. But
sorry.
It's not. I mean, obviously with everything that's going on, it's nice to see fans at the game. Bit of an atmosphere there and that, and I'm sure they appreciate being there, and the players appreciate it as well, just to make the game even more special, really.
Nuclear Lamb's asking, is Jason covering any of the games this weekend? No, I'm afraid he's too busy. He's building a shed as we speak. He's building that shed where he's going to be able to stream and shout as much as he wants within a enclosed space. FPL Penguin, good afternoon. FPL Craze, good afternoon. Nuclear Atoms, I would pause if I could, but I'm watching it on TV. In theory, you can pause it, mate, but it doesn't really matter. John Harris, it feels like normal FPL has resumed today. Liverpool clean sheet and assist from Trent and Robertson. Salah and Mane in the points. Sterling and Kevin De Bruyne returns. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I saw Matt Henley asking me a question about why did I captain Martial. Well, I kind of already said it, but Southampton on the attack at the moment. Dan?
I've got Edison here taking a goal.
Come on!
So, but yeah, Ward-Prowse nicking it in the middle there. Ings and Adams linking up. Brilliant play from Che Adams, holding off two defenders there. Gineppo over to the right-hand side. Walcott's crossed it in. Ings! Oh!
Do you reckon they're appealing for a penalty, Dan? What do you think? High boot or not? Well, you've seen him given.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was a penalty. But
I mean, I don't think it's a penalty, but on the rulings of today...
Oh, come on. I mean, if that's a penalty, we might as well give off and go home. I mean,
I fully appreciate that, Dan, but we've seen things worse being given.
I mean, you might as well just go and watch golf if that's a penalty. So, I mean, lovely pull back in from Walcott. Ings, he was a bit put off, but that's defending. I mean, it is a contact sport. But, Great attack from Southampton, and they're still
It's-
very much in this game.
It's funny, the goal has basically come from... I've always said this about, for example, teams like Burnley or whatever, when they come up against, like Man City and stuff, when they're given an opportunity, take the chance. Well, the reason why the elite teams like Man City, Liverpool, Man United, etc., they take their chances because they've got quality strikers to put the ball in the back of the net. Southampton at the moment, they've had some opportunities, but they just
Walcott,
need to
here he
do
goes.
something.
There's Swag there on the right-hand side trying to chip it in, and it's a corner. But Walcott is looking... I haven't seen Walcott looking like this since 2012, the way he's running around. Maybe it's this new haircut of his. Like, you know, he's sort of got a bit more hair on top, and he seems to be a bit more of a flair player again. But just looking at that replay again, Ings went for that. I mean, the defender came in. I think it was Diaz there, but no, that's not a penalty. But... you know, in this first
Corner, Dan, talk us through it.
Okay, corner. So Ward-Prowse is going to take this corner. Obviously, we've got Vestergaard, who's Che Adams, two big units there that can cause danger. Ward-Prowse, set-piece specialist, whips it in. It's an outswinger. Oh, and it was a good save there from Edison. I believe it was Vestergaard. Let me just check myself on that one.
Well, keep with the action, Dan. We've got Man City counter-attack at the moment.
Edison. This game being played at quite a frantic pace here. Edison, good distribution there as ever onto the right-hand side here. And Man City pushing forward again. Kyle Walker on the right-hand side, rapid as he is he going to switch it in? And it's headed out. Walcott in there, and Romeu, and Walker-Peters clearing it out, wins the throw-in, deflected off Sterling. Walker-Peters there, the ex-Tottenham Hotspur man, winning the throw-in for Southampton.
I have to say, like you said, Dan, this game has been end to end. It's been wonderful. I really, really, really do hope Southampton get a goal out of this. I really think they deserve something. Man City, they've taken their opportunity, they've taken their chance, they've scored. It's 1-0. Southampton, I think Southampton deserve to be level with the way they're playing at the moment.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I say, they've created some opportunities. You know, they look dangerous, particularly on the right-hand side, where Walcott and Walker-Peters have got in a couple of times. That seems to be a problem for Man City at the moment. And Ings, Che Adams. I mean, Southampton, what was it? Nearly this time last year, they lost 9-0 at home to Leicester, if you remember that game. They stuck with the manager. And funny enough, after that 9-0 defeat, they only lost 2-1 away to Man City at the Etihad. So,
since it's the same as this year, isn't it? When they lost 5-0 to Tottenham. Since then, they've been on some ridiculous form where they've basically, I think they've lost like one game or so. Don't quote me on that for crying out loud, but they've only lost like one game or something like that.
They've had some. I mean, they beat Everton 2-0. That was an excellent victory. And we were kind of we were holding on against them on Wednesday. There's no shadow of a doubt about that game. And they've just got a very good team effort, really. You know, Romeu in there holding things, Vestergaard at the back, obviously Walker-Peters, obviously Che Adams and Danny Ings is a lethal combination at times. And Che Adams has been getting a few assists this season. He's been decent value as a kind of, sort of mid-priced budget striker there. But Ings is somebody that, a lot of people may be considering the way he started the season. Obviously had some injuries and then back in there now. Definitely an asset to consider.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you at the moment. And Man City on the attack right now. It's come to nothing. I don't need to go over to Dan right now. But I did want to make this point actually regarding members stuff. The reality is, Dan, is that I keep banging on about this. I know I sound like a broken record, but we are a live streaming service. We just do live streams and we just chat about fantasy football and also other subject matters at hand as well. And essentially, what I was trying to get at with the members videos that I do, which are like 10 to 15 minutes long, it's just an extension of my personality. I actually talk about work politics. I talk about various other things that are just going on in my life, and it's just things that I'm not really allowed to talk about live on air. I also do the odd rant video regarding my thoughts on what's happened in particular games and in particular fixtures, obviously in some things that are happening in the world of football, so to speak. Once again, things that I'm not really allowed to speak about live on air, so to speak. But yes, if you want to, like I said, if you want to become a member, by all means, get involved now and be part of the Elite FPL community. There is actually 66 members, Dan, 66 members, and we really want to be pushing the member stuff, because what we want to do, everybody, is try and get these streams, because to be honest with you, I'm probably going to make tomorrow's stream members only chat, so members only can chat away in the chat box, obviously. No one of the public will be able to, so that's another perk, so to speak, as well. But unfortunately, the way YouTube make memberships, they make it very difficult for people to know what the benefits are, which is a bit of a pain in the arse, but whatever. I must say, though, that watching this game has been a lot of fun. Man City, like I said, they have looked like the slight... Do you know what? Stuff that. I think Southampton have looked the better team, and actually they should be one. They should be, but they're not. I'm aware of that. They should be 1-0 ahead. We got... Oh, God, Danny boy!
Okay, so once again, Southampton nicking it in the middle here. And Bertrand pressing forward. Bertrand again, great tenacity from him. Now we've got Walcott. Chips it in again. Oh, the header out there from John Stones, Che Adams.
It's close, wasn't it?
It was, yes. Good defending there from the
if this was
central defender.
It's funny, if it was still 0-0 and it was say this was Liverpool. Talk us for the corner, Dan.
Okay, so corner here for Southampton. It's going to be Ward-Prowse again, lining up the corner here. And Southampton really putting the pressure on now. And they're going to cross it in once again to Ward-Prowse, outswinger, and it's over the bar. But Vestergaard, I did say he's a danger.
You did, yes.
He's a big old unit, and got his way in there right in the centre, and he was unmarked, and the inquest is going into what the hell was happening with the man.
Yeah, just to let people know, I do think that the goal is coming. If they don't, and this game ends 1-0, I'm telling you, the Southampton will be ruining their chances, because Walcott's been on it. He's been looking like you said, he's just been looking absolutely extraordinary in this match. He is just direct. He's wanting to attack the Man City defence. And unfortunately, it's just come to nothing. Ward-Prowse is another one. Every time he's getting a set piece, he's telling his players, get in that box. I want to deliver it. I want to get ahead on it. They've had the opportunities, but unfortunately, like I said, it's come to nothing. And I think to be honest, Man City seems shell-shocked at the moment. They've got to make this momentum count, don't they, Dan?
Yeah, the game swung back and forth. I mean, when Man City got the goal, they had a bit of a spell there where they were looking really dangerous, and you were thinking the second goal was inevitable. And then, all of a sudden, the pendulum swung and Southampton got back into it. In the last, say, 10 minutes or so, Southampton have been looking much more dangerous team, winning the ball in midfield. Like I said, Walcott has been on it. I've not seen Walcott like this for a long time. Actually, not since Wednesday when he scored against us, but still, that's not the point.
Dan, some action.
Okay, so Romeo in the centre of midfield here, anchoring forward, looking to lay the ball off, and now we've got Bertrand here. Southampton has to say, Vestergaard's gone forward to the right-hand side. Is that right-hand side again? Walcott's trying to jink it in, and he's been held back there. Walker-Peters. The crossing, Ward-Prowse has jinked it in. Oh, once again, Man City holding on at the back there, and Walker.
It's not like Man City defending great. It's just that end product, isn't it, Dan? That final cross, trying to find its man. It's just not right there, is it?
Oh, it's been a fantastic game so far. It's lived up to the expectation, and just maybe Southampton can nick a goal before the end of this first half. But it's Man City attacking now. Kevin De Bruyne, who was tackled very robustly there by Vestergaard, but that is what the Danish international was there to do. I'm assuming he's an international for Denmark, but there was a very robust challenge there. De Bruyne, he certainly will be feeling that one after this game, but Southampton once again with the ball, McCarthy there at the back, and Southampton possibly looking to go long here, but let's go back to McCarthy. Really wanting to get that goal and get level before the end of this first half. But,
Absolutely, FPL tips are
from
saying
Mayu, he just battles in the midfield, doesn't he? Like, I think he's taken a prisoner there. But go on, you were saying?
the FPL tips are saying that Vestergaard is quite literally a monster. What is it here? Sam Reardon is saying that his confidence after scoring versus Arsenal, this is obviously Walcott, is up at the moment. FPL Penguin is saying, I've got Mahrez, don't ask why. Well, we know why you've got him. There's nothing wrong with having him. Penguin, Kevin De Bruyne and Diaz. I'll tell you what, Penguin, you'll be very lucky if Man City come out of this with a clean sheet. There will be a nuclear atom saying, Steve, if Burnley, Sevilla defied their defence again. Look, the reality is that when Burnley get the confidence in results, which they've got at the moment, they will continue getting clean sheets and getting some form of results versus the weaker teams. The problem with Burnley is we cannot score. And if you cannot score, it means that you're relying heavily on your defence to hold out for a clean sheet. We've got Wolves next game. I'm expecting Wolves to score, but it's going to be a very, very low-scoring game. 1-0. I predicted 1-0 Wolves. The 0-0, 1-1. 1-0 either way, something like that, but we can't score, so yeah, Wolves are going to find it very easy, so I'd expect Wolves to keep a clean sheet, but certainly Burnley's upcoming fixtures are looking really good, hence why I brought in Nick Pope. I just thought I've got to get him in, but like I said, everything I do when it comes to fantasy football, the complete opposite happens. If you are Sam Reardon, I don't recognise the name, but if you are completely brand new around here, anybody that is watching this, by all means hit that subscribe button, and by all means hit that like button. We are, like I said, we are on live stream. It's great to hit that like button and get us out there. Danny Ings down at the moment. Dan, what's happened here? Danny Ings is down at the moment.
Yeah, Sterling's making an inquiry there with his fellow England international, but just while Ings is down here getting treatment, I've got to say I made a transfer this morning, and it was probably the least glamorous transfer that I've made all season. So I finally got rid of Mitchell, my enabler, because I've got two enablers, or had two enablers, defenders on my bench. Got rid of Mitchell, and then I bought in, upgraded him to Charlie Taylor.
Good. It's a very, very, very good choice indeed. What I'm going to do, Dan, is... the horrible thing is that I can barely see a bloody thing on this. Where are you in the... There we are. I think that's your team, Dan. Yes, it is. So this is your team, like you just stated. Do you went with Fernandez, captain?
Yes. Yeah, I think be a high-scoring game. Man United leads. High-scoring game. Leads concede a lot of chances.
Well, hold on a minute here, Dan. Sorry, Danny Ings has been taken off. The players are patting him on the back. I say it's not looking good. I don't know. I don't think it's too serious. He's walking away pretty comfortably, but there is a substitution being made. Number 23 is coming on, and that is Danny Ings coming off for Nathan Teller. Who? Much about this kid?
No, it's a shame for Ings, though, because obviously he had injury problems earlier in the season. He's got back into the side now. But, yeah, this player's coming on, I have to admit. Looks quite young. I don't really know a lot about him, but it's a chance for him to make a name for himself today. And, if he can get a goal against Man City, then he'll obviously be absolutely buzzing. But, that is a blow for Southampton, so close to the end of this first half. Yeah,
absolutely. Obviously, one of the... Although then again, Che Adams does seem to perform when Danny Ings isn't there.
Yeah, he does. Che Adams has stepped up this season. I have to say, I had him in my team earlier in the season, a couple of assists here and there. His hold-up play is fantastic. As we saw at the Emirates midweek, when he was holding off a couple of players to assist Walcott. But yeah, Walcott is going to need to make a big impact on this game now. And once again, Man City clear their lines. Walcott was trying to get in there, but that was a cynical one. Gundogan, Ward-Prowse, yellow card.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, that's a yellow card. That was a cynical one there. You've got Ward-Prowse, haven't you?
Yeah.
That was
what a pick that's been. I can't. It's just frustrating that when you get 3 goals last week like he did, and he gets absolutely nothing. It's like that classic line I always say to you: alarm bells are ringing straight away. And I know Dread FPL made the point. Well, you've got to take the rough with the smooth when it comes to Ward-Prowse. A couple of games he won't do anything, then the next minute he gets you a double pointer. I mean, he's on set pieces all for Southampton at the moment. Walcott in the boxer at the moment. Dan, he's taken on many players. Do you want to talk us through it?
Yeah, sure. So once again, I'm a little bit behind. You have to forgive me, but Walcott has won the ball back there. Thier Walcott bursting into the box here, trying to clip it in, and never admit if he carries on like this, I wouldn't put him past him to get a recall back to England team in the summer, because he has absolutely had his Weetabix, he's had his Red Bull, and this guy is on it. And down that right hand side, Southampton are making big inroads. So once again, we've got Steve-O's favourite Southampton player taking a corner. Wonderful asset, Ward-Prowse, but you never know.
I'll tell you what, I can see Southampton scoring at some point from a set piece. I think one of these are going to go in. I think one of these corners are going to go in, and I think Ward-Prowse could get something today. There's something about City today. I think they're there for the taking. Just Southampton need to score. They got the goal, Man City. They're happy. They're not defending it. It's just the fact that Southampton are just attack. It's absolutely great fun to see. You can see why they're doing so well this year. Walcott's just been challenged by Cancelo. He's not happy with that, Dan.
No, it's as you said. They've been looking dangerous from the set pieces, and there's Walcott again, as you can see. Oh, yes, just seen that now. Walcott does not look happy, and the manager there is kicking off once again. It's my man there. He's just done him there, hasn't he, really? He knew what he was doing. He knew that Walcott was getting past him. He stopped it.
Shame no yellow card, eh?
Foul. No, not at all. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic, wasn't the yellow card.
Yonken is saying about, it looks like a guaranteed clean sheet for City. It really wouldn't surprise me if City did come out of this with a clean sheet. They shouldn't do, but at the end of the day, if Southampton don't take their chances, it will end 1-0. I mean, we're coming up to half time, Dan. I cannot believe that's been 45 minutes. I mean,
it's been fantastic.
It's vanished.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's been a cracking game.
If this had still been 0-0 at half time, I think we'd be in for a stormer of a second half. The thing is that Pep Guardiola is going to essentially just not necessarily sit back, but I think he's going to try and dominate the possession in the next 45 minutes and hopefully try and find a breakthrough in Southampton's defence and try and get a goal like they did in the first 17 minutes or so when Sterling went and scored. Kevin De Bruyne fed through, being able to get the cross in across the goal, and then Sterling just essentially just tapped it in, really. But really, since then, they've had no opportunities. It's been all Southampton this particular game. And I mean, Vestergaard again putting his foot in. I mean, he's been a threat all game. And him and Walcott, my goodness, they've been looking very, very good for Southampton. I have to say, the ball being fed out to Kevin De Bruyne, but he's been challenging. It's gone out for a Man City throw. We've only got 1 minute left of stoppage time. I'd like to think that Southampton can hold this out for 1-0. But if I'm a Southampton fan, I'd be ironically, Dan, going into the half time actually quite confident that we could actually get something out of this game.
Yeah, like I say, Southampton, that they've created some good chances. In the second part of the second half, they have been the better team, really. But there's always that threat from Man City on a counter-attack, Sterling, De Bruyne. But they'll be disappointed not to be level at half-time, really. But second half, Guardiola, how's he going to approach it at half-time? I think they just want to get possession back and kind of start the second half how they kind of were in it the first half after they'd scored. Just get that grip on the game in the centre of the park, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are approaching, well, in fact, there we are. That is half time. It is 1-0 to Southampton up on the screen at the moment. Rajan is saying, Dan, I know the answer to this, but answer the question anyway. Dan, do you have any City assets in this game?
Yeah, Cancelo and De Bruyne. I was tempted to captain De Bruyne, but I just feel Fernandes. I read a stat that Leeds have conceded the second most chances away from home. Only Newcastle have conceded more chances away from home this season. And just the way that Leeds go out and attack and they go for it, Fernandes vocal to Man United have just, felt that he would do the job.
And because of that, it's going to end 1-0 either way, 0-0, some boring, drab game, even though it shouldn't do. Probably. But it's like one of those, isn't it, Dan, where if it's already happened already, like the week before, it's like in fantasy football, isn't it? It's like this particular player is the best captain choice. He does nothing, and then the following week he does something. It's like Man United and Leeds should be high scoring. Well, they've just had their high scoring games versus Sheffield United and Newcastle, two teams that you would never in a million years expect to be high scoring games, and they contain 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 goals.
Yeah, I mean that game on Thursday evening, Sheffield United, Man United. I mean Sheffield United are poor. Like I said on the meeting last night, they're just long ball, lose possession. I know it's Man United they're up against, but it was Pogba that was central on Thursday evening. He got an assist and he just looked really on songs. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays against Leeds tomorrow. But Leeds, I mean, when I benched Dallas, I was like, you know what? I mean, Dallas got the goal against Newcastle midweek. It could be. I expect Leeds to score. If you're going to go for an easy bet, both teams to score, because Man United's home form this season has not been that great at all, has it? Really?
It's been terrible. I think they've pretty much lost, give or take, every single game. So
even to us.
Yeah. Well, talking of which. Here's a question. Well, it's not even a question, Dan. What do you? I know I've asked you this before, but we've always got new listeners tuning in. If you are completely brand new around here, by all means. Well, James Morgan straight away is saying this: the league is fixed for Poole to win it. Change my mind, Dan. What do you think about this individual saying that the Premier League is fixed and he needs his mind changing on that particular opinion?
His opinion is his opinion. I'm just trying to stop my camera falling down constantly. You have to give me 2 seconds. But no, I think Liverpool...
Just say it as it is, Dan. You're speaking nonsense. Just say it.
I'm just... If you let me speak. Liverpool...
There's a clip, everybody. In fact, you keep speaking, Dan. I'm going to clip that.
Liverpool... are coming into their own now. They are the champions, of course, and I think they're just, as I say, they're the best team in the Premier League at the moment, and people like Jones are stepping up, and I don't know, I've completely lost my train of thought after that now, but I don't know why it's fixed for Liverpool to win. They're just the best team out there, and it's up to the likes of Chelsea and Man City and Spurs to be consistent. I mean, Spurs are putting up a good title challenge, but as we know, Spurs have never won the Premier League. They've won one League Cup in 2009, so they don't have a great track record of winning titles. So Liverpool is the team to beat, but I completely got thrown off the scent because my camera was constantly moving around. I think. Right, I'll just leave it at that.
FPL Crazed is saying, as an Arsenal fan, let's hope Arsenal lose today. I want some funny AFT content. I mean, what do you think about comments like that?
Idiot.
Tell us why.
Never want Arsenal to lose. I mean, that's just ridiculous saying that. Sorry, but this game against Everton is going to be tough because they come off the back of 2 clean sheets, 2 victories. Full of confidence, and we've scraped another draw. Obviously, Gabriel will be suspended for this game. Xhaka will be suspended for this game. The latter may be more of a positive than a negative, but
there was a thought process in my head. Maybe Calvert-Lewin could be a good option as captain versus you lot, because I'm expecting you lot. Well, again, it's a bit like this game. I'm sorry to interject, but I think that you lot are there for the taking, and Everton should win. They should just go for it. Exploit your frailties and just beat you.
They probably will. It's hard saying they probably will. I mean, Everton away is always a tough game anyway, and they will have fans. They'll be right up for it. TV cameras there and everything. I think it will be Richarlison coming into some form. Calvert-Lewin was one I did consider, but I stuck with Watkins just because I want to do a couple of transfers next game week. So, yeah, it's going to be a very hard game. Our form, I think we've drawn 2 in the last 6 and haven't won a league game. I think the last game we won in the league was United away, actually. I honestly can't remember. We've obviously won some games in the Europa League, but it is going to be a big test. Calvert-Lewin has got a good chance to get a goal because, we have been conceding goals and not scoring many, and that's why we're essentially near the bottom of the league.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Bilal. Bilal, just to let you know, I'm going to be covering the Sheffield United. In fact, Dan, would you be able to cover the game with me or not?
Which game's this, sorry?
Man United Leeds.
What time is the game on?
4:30 tomorrow. Live on Sky.
Should be able to. I'll have to confirm that tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. No worries at all. No worries whatsoever. Neves is saying, I've missed both of Salah's big hauls this season. Yeah, unfortunately, yes. Vince Chapman's here. I just fell asleep. What do you think about this? I've just fallen asleep. Kevin De Bruyne has to get out my team. What the hell does he think he's thinking? I mean, I think he's just got an assist.
Yeah, I suppose. But the thing with it is at the moment is when you compare him to Salah. What is De Bruyne? Is he 11.9?
He's 11.8, 11.9, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 11.9. So for that price point, and then you've got Salah, it's 12.4, I believe. So when you compare the two of them, like Salah, the explosiveness of, how he's got 4 goals in the last 3 games, and I think at least 1 or 2 assists. So when you compare the two of them, I can kind of see his frustration. It's just the annoyance that, yes, he got the assist, but he got booked for something that was really innocuous.
Yeah, that's very true indeed. James Morgan coming back regarding the Liverpool have fixed the title, blah, 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 blah. Agreed that Liverpool were awesome today, but that Palace team were not the same team that played Spurs. I'm sorry, but unfortunately that happens in football all the time, doesn't it, Dan? A team always seems to do very, very well against certain teams, and then when it comes up against like the rival of that particular team, they just capitulate and do absolute jack.
Yeah, I mean, it was a London derby last weekend against Spurs. But to lose 7-0, I mean, Palace.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the scoreline is extraordinary.
It's just insane. I mean, Roy Hodgson, experienced manager there, some seasoned professionals out there, Cahill, people like that. I mean, you just didn't see it coming. But as I said, that confidence boost from beating Spurs will be massive. And obviously, Firmino got the winner, getting some goals today. They're just full of confidence. And I suppose it must get to a certain point when it's 3 or 4-0 that Palace just want that game to end and just move on. So we've seen some crazy scores this season. Southampton losing 5-2 at home to Spurs. Wolves losing 4-0 to West Ham. Just some crazy scores, and that was just another one today.
While we're at a break at the moment, if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button right now, because that's the best way to support myself, Jason and Dan as we there's no trying about it, as we continue to grow this channel. And if you are completely brand new around here, hit that subscribe button as well. We've got lots and lots of streams coming up. Like I said, we are a streaming service after all, and we do like to cover lots of things, all fantasy football. But to be honest with you, Dan, I'm really enjoying these watch-along stuff. Now I've been like I said to you, I'm gonna beat about the bush here. I didn't really enjoy doing the watch-alongs with the radio on. It just didn't have the ambience of what was going on here. I found it very difficult to commentate on specifically what was happening. But now I've got the games. Thanks to Brew and Fire Talk, thanks to these two individuals here, I'm able to watch the games. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm able to just enjoy what I'm seeing. And Bilal, like I said, I'm going to be covering, hopefully along with Dan tomorrow, the Manchester United Leeds game, where, like you, Bilal, I predicted 3-2 as well. But as I stated, the goals have already happened, so it's going to probably end up 0-0 or 1-0 either way. I mean, Dread FPL saying, I reckon there'll be goals in the Man United Leeds game. FPL Tips are saying, I'm considering doing Kevin De Bruyne to Kane, so obviously getting rid of Kevin De Bruyne within the 2 free transfers. I mean, talking of transfers, Dan, if there are any thought process that you've had about the blank game week, double game weeks, or is it just something that just goes over your head and you just deal with it at the time?
Well, I've already played my free hit, so
Okay.
I mean, I've looked at the blank game week 18, and like some of the teams that are playing, it's not, even for a free hit, it's not the most appealing. Some of the teams that are playing from memory, looking at it earlier.
Well, you say that, but as I joked on Twitter regarding my research for the free hit blank, the teams to be looking at would be Tottenham, Man City, Everton, Newcastle, you guys, Arsenal, Crystal Palace. But if we were to take Arsenal, Crystal Palace aside, or even Newcastle, certainly Everton, Man City, and Tottenham are certainly worth looking at on a treble up in the blank if you'd be if interested. But once again, it's the classic thing of, do you want to put all your eggs in one basket? Regarding the double game week, like I said, if I was to do the double game week bench boost wise, I'd be looking at West Ham, West Brom, Southampton, Chelsea, and players surrounded with the Liverpool and Man United players as well. So I think there's some decent fixtures there. But yeah, sorry Dan, you were before I continue, you were saying.
No, I mean, there is obviously the consideration of the second wild card for game week 19, potentially, or even just, but the thing is, future planning ahead so far, you've also got to look at, some of the games coming forward. It's quite easy to look almost too far into the future and neglect these games that are coming up over the next few game weeks over this very busy festive Christmas period. But I suppose certainly not having that free hit is going to be a bit of a disadvantage for myself, building up to that particular time.
I don't blame James. So James here saying that, cheers guys, much love. Guess I'm just a bitter Spurs fan. Look, at the end of the day, you're a fan. You're sick to death of when your rivals go to a team that you quote unquote struggled against, or more to the point where the team that you struggled against actually put up a fight against you, yet when it comes to them playing one of your rivals, they decide to do jack and end up losing 7-0. I agree with you, it's disgusting. Unfortunately, these things happen. I don't blame you being bitter whatsoever. I mean, Dan's team is up in front of us now. I mean, if you are listening on audio, it is Martinez in goal, Chilwell, Taylor of Burnley, Cancelo, De Bruyne, Fernandes, captain, Son, Grealish, Kane, Watkins, Wilson. I've got to say, Dan, it's a very, very nice team. What do you think's gone wrong so far for you? Or is it just the fact that you're just clawing back your poor rank now? What do you think? 'Cause this team is actually pretty solid.
Well, I mean, you say what's gone wrong for me. I mean, the last 4 or 5 game weeks, not a lot has gone wrong, really. I've been doing quite well. But I had an atrocious start to the season. So, I'm clawing back my rank now. I'd say over the last 5-6 game weeks, I've had 1 bad game week. So, I've done really well. But it's just, if you start the season terribly, then it's quite difficult to force your way back into contention. But just take each game week by each game week, really. I mean, I had all sorts of, Watkins and Wilson do not inspire confidence, particularly Watkins. We had some opportunities against Burnley, the game against West Ham when he missed the penalty, the goal disallowed. So I'm not sure what to expect with that game against West Brom tomorrow evening, because
it's going to be absolutely dire. I think it's going to be. I really do think it's going to be Sam Allardyce. He's not had any time to be with the players whatsoever. It's just a case of, look, let's just do what we did against Man City. Hold that line. Don't allow Grealish any space. Don't allow any through balls, anything like that. And let's just hold that 0-0 and try and build some form of momentum. Because a player for me that I was considering looking at was Johnston, or even a West Bromwich Albion defender. I think that Sam Allardyce is going to come in here and really solidify. Because there was something about West Brom, to be fair, they haven't been battered as late. They have been putting up some great performances at the moment. I mean, at the moment on the screen now is my team: Nick Pope, Maguire, Zuma, Bissouma, Robertson, Pulisic, Salah, Son, Grealish, Ward-Prowse, Calvert-Lewin, Martial, captain. The team of differentials, it seems, at the moment. Martial, captain, quite simply put, I just think that, he's a player that gets confident when he starts scoring goals, and I think he's going to be fed quite a lot of opportunities tomorrow. I do expect him to score tomorrow or get some form of attack and returns anyway. Certainly ahead of the likes of Son. I mean, it's such a tough game to call. I mean, Tottenham, Leicester tomorrow, Dan. Any thoughts? I mean, James Morgan's probably screaming, going, we're going to batter them, but I've predicted, I think 2-0, I think I put down, or 2-1. What are you expecting from that particular fixture?
Yeah, it's going to be both teams who want to lead a response. I do feel that Spurs, once again, they'll have their fans there, home advantage. I've still got Kane and Son in my team, obviously. And yeah, I think Leicester will look to go on the counter-attack. I think it should be quite an even game. Wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw, but I'm going to say that Spurs will edge it by a goal. There won't be much in that game, I don't think. And this is when it ends up being like 5-2 to either team. But having said that, on second thoughts, Leicester, they won 5-2 away at Man City, which is crazy. 1-0 away at us. So they are a danger on that counter-attack. But I do just feel that Spurs will have too much nous and come through. And on that note, I'm going to have a little break because I've had nearly this whole bottle of water. So I'll be back very shortly.
While Dan's going away, basically, the two transfers that I made, if anybody's interested. Now, I did do a -4. It was McCarthy out for Pope and Martial in for Vardy. I've now got money in the bank, thankfully, but like I said, I'm just willing to take on a few punts here or there, stuff it. But I am trying to find a way of getting in Kevin De Bruyne as Southampton are trying to attack. But to be honest with you, Man City, the game has kicked off, by the way. We're on the second half. Ball played up to Torres. Torres attacking. He goes for an effort. A goal! Puts it wide. He was running down on the right-hand side. I think that he may have been... Was he offside? No, he wasn't offside. Get lost. I think he could have done better. Vestergaard was closing him down. Yeah, Vestergaard was closing him down. He had an effort. I think McCarthy had it covered if it was on target anyway. The ball swinging past the left-hand side. I did see somebody did have Torres in their team, still keeping up with a punt on him. Don't blame you. Don't blame you whatsoever. So yeah, like I say, it's 1-0 to Southampton at the moment. Let's just quickly see if there's any new pictures being put up. Yes, there we are. So a couple of new pictures have been put up on Twitter. That's the main thing. See, I'm not quite up to date when it comes to commentating, but Man City on the attack. Southampton on the attack at the moment. Out wide to Walker Peters. Walker Peters back onto James Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse feeds it back to Walker Peters. It's really weird saying Walker Peters. It's like two players. Ball swing. I have a gut feeling this is probably going to... I don't want it to end 1-0. I have this feeling that this could end 1-0. I think Man City will be very, very happy with the result. Romeo onto Adams. Oh, he's trying to get to it, but he didn't quite. Too far ahead of him, I'm afraid. Now, Kevin De Bruyne on the attack at the moment. Plays it out to Torres. Torres plays it back. It's like someone said it the other day. It's like the Simpsons, to be honest with you. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Karma, baby. That's a lovely couch, Dan. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hello, FPL Maestro. Paul the point. Why Mahrez no play? Ask Pep. Not a clue. Not a clue why Mahrez isn't playing today. I don't even know if he's on the bench. What I do want to see, though, is Aguero. Hopefully he comes on today. That's what I'm hoping, because the last time that Aguero came on, Man City really upped the tempo, but it came to nothing. It was only 15 minutes. Vince Chapman saying, couch watch. Absolutely, Vince. Talking of which, I may do a funny, another reveal members video. Or shall I just do it now? I might just do it now. Stuff it. This is how grim it is, everybody. This is how grim it is. My place of work gave me that. Ooh. They gave me that, everybody. Full of goodies. Do you want to know what the goodies are? Well, I'll tell you. This is like, thanks for the hard work. In fact, as I always do on my members videos. See, this is when I just go off on tangents now. There's nothing happening in the game. So I'm going to deliberately do the older voice message. And Danny Boy sounds like he's coming back. So we'll bring Dan on in a minute. But where is it here? There it is here. See, I was given a few goodies from my place of work. And basically, this is how they thank me for my years of hard work, is by giving me some mince pies. Ooh, mince pies, everybody. Lovely. Look at that. A large tube of Smarties. Ooh, is that annoying? And a packet of crisps. Kettle crisps. Not even the big pack either. They can only give me a poxy small one. And they've got some sweets and yeah, I can't swear on this. Members only.
I mean, when I worked at Safeway, I mean, some people watching the stream won't know what Safeway is, but
Morrison's.
Yeah, other supermarkets are available, but used to get a bottle of wine. I don't even drink wine, so just.
Well, it's better than the. Well, then again, I actually don't. I wouldn't mind. I might eat some of that now.
I mean, like, you appreciate the gesture, but like you say that.
Oh, it's the way it's done, though, Dan. It's just so embarrassing. The way, like, these managers who don't give a flying crap about you through the whole of the year, and then when it comes to Christmas, they got to do their due diligence and show that they care by giving you a poxy present, which means absolutely FA.
How do you feel about Christmas music, though? Like, because
there was a customer that came in today, and I feel really sorry for her, because I just was my usual grumpy self, and she was like genuinely quite happy, like, oh, Merry Christmas, and so I was like, yeah. And I was just like, I'm not being rude or anything, but the reality is that when you work in retail at this time of year, you absolutely detest Christmas. It's horrible, because you just got, for this is Christmas every 5 minutes. For I wish it could be Christmas every day, just every 5. It's just, that's awful. It's awful.
For me, it's like when you sing those songs, I'm like, oh, I like those songs, but then I don't hear them. Like,
yeah, you're only in a shop for 5 minutes. You come in, you buy your turkey mince, and you clear off. For someone like me, just constantly filling, it's just this. You know the track listing. That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing, Dan. You've missed, to be honest, you've missed absolutely nothing while you've been away, by the way. It's just been a bit cagey. Southampton have a couple of opportunities, but they come, really, to be honest with you, it's just rubbish. Hello, Toenails here. Michael Swedding saying, do all the teams have limited fans back? Yeah, it's 2,000, depending on what tier you're in. Although I heard today there's some nonsense about tier 4, but we don't want to talk about political things, because I can get very, very angry about that. Members only. But hold on a minute here, Dan, some action. Talk us through it.
Okay, so we've got Stones at the back here. Now back to Diaz, back to Edison, who's going to lay it off there. And Man City looking to impose themselves in the second half. De Bruyne, Sterling, De Bruyne, now.
Bernardo Silva there with a. Do you reckon he should have hit that first time? Just walloped it.
I mean, it was a really nice move from Sterling and De Bruyne linking up. Those two are just the Son and Kane of Man City, but it just felt like Bernardo Silva tried to do too much then, and he just slipped at the last moment. But that was an excellent counter-attack from Man City, and they're looking
to expose Southampton now, aren't they? I think the game's going to get stretched now.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. So
Southampton are going to. I've always said this actually about Burnley, for example. It's just when we score a goal, rather than just sit and do what we normally do, which is sit back and try and get something from a set piece. Now we decide to go gung-ho. It's almost like Dice says, once we get a goal, try and get a goal immediately as quickly as possible, like we did against you lot. But it just makes us more susceptible to the counter-attack, more exposed, and we always concede from it. It's really, really frustrating. Whereas I've always said this, just stick to the game plan. Just do what you were doing in the first half. Nothing's wrong with that. It's the same with Southampton. Don't go for the goal. Just do what you were doing and the goal will come. But instead, they're trying to attack City a bit more, which is very, very dangerous tactic indeed. But thankfully, I think Southampton have got it a bit back together. They've been listening to Steve-O for the last 2 seconds, and I think they are going to be sticking to their plan for a second. But Dan, Southampton on the attack.
Okay, so obviously I'm just a little bit behind there for the listeners, but Walcott's got the ball there, and over to the right-hand side here, Walker-Peters charging down that right-hand side up against DS, and over to Walcott there, Walcott keeping the ball, Walker-Peters, that right-hand side, they were a menace in the first half. Now to Romeu, Southampton looking to build an attack here, back to Vestergaard, and get some possession and territory in this game and try and force a goal to level the tie here at the moment. But they're just so it was an attack. They're just kind of passing it back, and Vestergaard giving some directions there, looking for some options. I mean, Man City are behind the ball now and look quite comfortable.
Here we go, Dan. Here we go.
Okay. So we've got Sterling here into the midfield. Man City solidified in the second half, really. Walker knocking it forward here. Oh, hello. This is looking dangerous. Onto the left-hand side, Sterling. Slipping it over to Torres. And a corner to Manchester City on the left-hand side. So that was Gundogan. This is glasses failing me again. That was Gundogan involved there. And that's Bernardo Silva, who will take this corner on the left-hand side. And very pensive look from Pep Guardiola on the touchline there.
Without wanting to, I'm not going to be spoiling anything, but I can't see, without doing a Tim Sherwood, I can't see Man City scoring from a set piece, from a corner or anything. They've got too many good quality big defenders in that to clear away, I think.
Yeah, there was, the corner went in, no real threat. Obviously, they've got Stones and Diaz, two big guys there, but, Southampton, Romeu and Vestergaard, they've got a nice, strong spine to their team there that can deal with these physically imposing players. But it was that right-hand side, Steve-O, that Southampton were causing mischief in that first half, and they're trying to replicate that in this second half here. But Man City have been kind of content for Southampton to have the ball further back, and you can just see the passes completed here. Man City 310, Southampton 200. Let's just take the glasses off there just to double check that. But Southampton not really creating any clear-cut chances as of yet in the second half.
No, that's absolutely right. And like you say, there's been no real issues for Man City to deal with whatsoever. Bilal is the curse. Bilal is the curse of Kevin De Bruyne. He's saying that he brought him in last week. He got an assist. Now look what's happened today. He did nothing actually, did he? He got the 2 bonus points. If it makes you feel better, he's saying I transferred out Robertson 2 weeks ago. Nuka Raptors has been asking consistently for the last 25 minutes now, are Southampton challenging for the top 6? What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I think they've got a good chance, but we've got to throw into the mix, obviously, Everton, Leicester. It's a very competitive Premier League. Some say it's a poorer Premier League. I like to say it's a more competitive Premier League this season. Really, it is.
Well, take us through on a minute, Dan. Take us through this corner here.
All right, I was going to be a bit political then, but anyway, we've got Ward-Prowse, we've got Vestergaard, the Beast in there. Nice corner there. Edison palming it out. It was basically a
going in
shot there, and Edison had to be really on his toes.
Tell you what, these set pieces are frightening, Dan. Frightening from Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, I do love his delivery on the set pieces. It's a very underrated skill in the modern game as the in-swinger comes in there and Man City defending well and appeals there. I don't know what for, but the ball's cleared out again, and Man City looking to break, and the pace of this game's picking up once again as De Bruyne flicks it off, trying to get Walker out on there. But once again, Romeu, very impressive display so far. And
is this a hand? Well, they're looking at a handball. Well, no, it hasn't come to it. They were looking at a handball decision with Raheem Sterling.
Oh,
nothing here given.
Yes.
And also, just to let people know, Nathan Redmond has come on for Southampton. I don't know who he went off for. I didn't quite see. Did you see that, Dan, who he came off for? On for?
I didn't, I'm afraid. But Redmond, he did come on in the second half against Arsenal and hit the crossbar in Southampton's biggest chance in that particular fixture. So Nathan Redmond, years going back, has been a kind of perennial fixture for Southampton, but obviously not considered an automatic first-team starter at the moment.
Would you know any reason as to why that would be the case, or do you just think that they've just got better quality players ahead of him?
Mate, it could be as simple as, I don't know.
Action, Dan! We got some action!
Okay. It's funny you say we've got some action at the moment. Edison is deliberating over a goal kick that he's taken very poorly. And Romeu there. And, here we go. Ings tackled. Shot by, it was Redmond actually there, but straight out. But that was a terrible...
It's a terrible touch by Adams, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, I don't know, just loads of mistakes there. But Man City just glad to clear their lines and move forward here.
Oh, you prat! Dan!
Okay, so not too short. Steve-O's kicking off about there. But anyway, Walker-Peters here. Walcott, right-hand side, clips it in. Oh, there's the reason why Redmond is not a first starter, because he is absolutely skewed at that one. And it was another great delivery from Theo Walcott. Unfortunately, Redmond couldn't take advantage, but Man City on the counter.
This is my point. This is what... It's almost like I'm a Southampton fan here, but I'm not. It's just the fact that I want Southampton to capitalise on their wonderful football. Their wonderful gun-ho kind of like, let's just go for it attitude. Let's just try and get something. But they're finishing, they're controlling, they're just misplaced passing, everything. It's very, very frustrating. If you're a Southampton fan, it must be even more frustrating to watch. Go on, Walcott, release it quickly. Go on, Dan, talk us through the action. Go on. Oh
okay,
my
so
God.
On the left-hand side
get Redmond
here.
off. I'm sorry, Dan, but get Redmond off. He's unobviously been substituted on. Get him off. Waste of space.
I think we've answered our own question here, but there's Walcott going forward. And there's my man Romeu on the left-hand side. Oh, Redmond, sorry. Oh, that's terrible. Maybe he needs to borrow my glasses, because he really has come on in the second half and not got into the game whatsoever. Miscuing that shot on the replay there as it came into the centre, and then once again there, promising moment for Southampton. But yeah, the manager, you can notice I'm not trying to pronounce his name.
Hasselhutel.
Yeah, you said it right, my man.
That was just shocking. I mean, it's like you said, this is probably the reasoning as to why he doesn't start. But Brian Tavera saying you want Diaz clean sheet wipeout. It's got nothing to do with that, Brian. It's just the fact that you want... I don't know, it's like with snooker for me, or in cricket. Whenever the team's behind, I always want that team to win. And in this particular case, I want Southampton to be rewarded for their football. That's what I want.
I mean, for me, I've got Cancelo. Obviously, it would be great for him to get a clean sheet. But, I'm almost to the point where I like Southampton. I like the way they play football. Go for it. If they score, I'm not going to be crying in my bed sheets tonight. I'm just going to be thinking, well, fair play to Southampton, really. I mean, they've gone about this game the right way. It's just that lack of composure in the final third. They've had their opportunities and not really taken them. And at the moment, Man City still ahead, but this game is fairly evenly poised.
Yeah, that's the key then. The game is evenly poised. I'm going to deliberately bring up what the bonus points are at the moment, but ironically, I can't actually see on the screen in front of me, so I'm going to have to bring it all the way up. And the answer is you got Stones with 3, Cancelo with 2, and Diaz with 1. Ooh. So none of the goal scorers on at the moment. Dan, we got a counter attack at the moment with Southampton.
Oh, it's just distracted by the fact you said Cancelo's got 2 bonus points.
As it stands right now, yes.
Ooh, lovely jubbly.
Dan, tell
Right.
us.
Okay. Walcott again. Off he goes. He's had his Weetabix. Walcott's keep going. Walker Peters looking for the cross in. Lays it off there. Romeo crosses it in and
Just a bit high, wasn't it, Dan? Just a bit too high.
All action, ex-Chelsea midfielder. Romeo there. Whipped that ball in. It was a nice looking cross, but it was just a little bit too high.
They've been in a battle, haven't they, Dan? Man City are having to really work hard for this win. Let's be real here.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is always going to be a tricky game. I mean, some people predicted
attack. We got to go. We got to attack, Dan. Got to attack with Sterling.
Okay. So Man City here, as you say, pushing forward, and once again a little bit behind here. But I can see Sterling on the counter attack. Raheem Sterling up against Walker Peters. Sterling still going. This is an incredible run. Keep on going. And lays it back off, but that was a nice bit of play there from Sterling, but no real option. Southampton all the way back behind the ball, and Walker looking to get it in there. But Southampton got their men behind the ball, well-organised team with a good structure to them, and it's hard for Man City to break them down here, but Man City being very patient and looking to make inroads on that right-hand side, and still keeping the ball, but it's come to nothing. Vestergaard there nips it in, and back to Man City, enjoying a nice spell of possession here without any penetration. Back to Stones. De Bruyne trying to win that header there, but Southampton once again keeping their shape and regaining possession.
Boo is saying, I always love an underdog winning. Yeah, I'm exactly the same here. Nuclear Atoms. Is Che Adams being too nervous leading him to... Is Che Adams being too nervous leading him to do these mistakes, Dan? I don't think so. I just think he's useless.
I don't think Che Adams is useless at all. I mean, it is...
sorry, not Che Adams. Redmond. Sorry.
Redmond. Oh, Redmond. I was going to say, yeah. I'm the Che Adams fan club here, mate. I mean, Redmond, maybe he's just come on. He's not picked up into the game. Obviously, sometimes when you come on, it's not easy to get in the game. If your first touch is a bad one, maybe he's that kind of player that his confidence is down, and he needs to just... The next time he gets it, keep it simple, make the simple pass, and get back into the game. It's not like when you played 7-5
get up.
At school, when you can just, if you're playing bad, go and goal, take 5 minutes to yourself and think, right, I'm going to get back into this game. Unfortunately, unless you're Stuart Pearce, you cannot play goalkeepers outfield. There's one for the chat.
No, you can't. I'm talking to Redmond. He's just been fouled by, I think that's Rodrigo. I'm not up to date with my players, I'm afraid. But Southampton have got a free kick right on the halfway line. I'm not going to lie, it's just nothing really. Nothing's happening at all. The ball is being played around in the middle of the park at the moment. Dan, obviously we've got a game tonight coming up at 4:30, and it is you lot, isn't it? 5:30, sorry.
5:30, yes. I don't know if I can say I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, it's great to be able to watch a team on a Saturday evening. But it'll be a very tough game. I mean, I know I keep saying this, but Charlton, Calvert-Lewin, James Rodriguez, dangerous players for Everton. And, Xhaka's not there, which I think is a bonus for us. But, yeah, Gabriel, he had a terrible game against Southampton. But prior to that, he'd actually been playing quite well. So... Centre-back wise, I guess it will be Louise and Holding. Although, a bit of juicy gossip coming out yesterday.
Is this the news about the Edu?
Yeah, apparently, David Luiz and Willian asked Edu to sack Mikel Arteta. Now, whether that's true or not, we don't know. But it was very interesting that neither player started against Southampton. Obviously, David Luiz came on after the Gabriel sending off. But Willian has been Arteta's guy most of the season. He's been playing, we played 3 games in 1 week. So that, it's, something is rotten at the Emirates. And I'm not feeling too confident. If we got a draw, I'd be pretty happy with that, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. You'd be very happy with that. But like I say, I think Carlo Ancelotti should be telling players like Richarlison, like Calvert-Lewin, bide your time and just we will be able to nick that goal. We will be able to get it at some point. Southampton at the moment, they're just playing the ball around. They are in City's half. Like I say, this is going to be, if it ends 1-0, or even if City do nick it, it's going to be a well-earned victory. I'm not going to lie, they took their opportunity. But I've got to say, Dan, Walcott, for me, is looking superb. I'm going to check just quickly. This is completely knee-jerk, but I'm just going to see how much Walcott is in the game, because he's looked really good, hasn't he, Dan?
Yeah, he's been whipping that ball in. Obviously got the goal on Wednesday, and he could have easily had an assist today if the Southampton forwards were more clinical. I don't know what was happening there with the Southampton defence. Really fell to sleep, and this could be punished here. It's Kevin De Bruyne and McCarthy. I don't know what was going on with the Southampton defenders, all at 6 and 7s there. Really went to sleep, and the counter-attack went in, and De Bruyne, in that position, you would expect better. And if you captain De Bruyne like Jason did today, you'll be disappointed with that, because it was a very presentable opportunity.
Yeah, Theo Walcott, 5 million, as I can see up on screen. However, their fixtures, hence the reason why I got rid of McCarthy, is because their upcoming fixtures aren't particularly looking nice. They got Fulham up next. Then it's West Ham, Liverpool, then a blank, Leeds. It's just not looking... Leicester, then Leeds, Arsenal. It's looking absolutely... they're playing Arsenal the turnaround's quite quick. Blimey. I can't believe it's Boxing Day. This time next week is Boxing Day, Dan.
Oh, it's crazy, mate. Yeah, this year, I mean, it's just been a bonkers. It's just gone very quick. So I'm just looking forward to some turkey.
And Mahrez is coming on, everybody. Mahrez is coming on, and while I do that, I'm going to check for, and Torres is coming off. Oh, this isn't good for Southampton, is it? A decent, solid player in Torres coming off. An absolute stunning player. Let's be real here. Mahrez can punish, but before you add anything, Pickford is back in goal. Holgate, Keane, Godfrey, Mina, Iwobi, Doucouré, Davies, Sigurdsson, Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. Does that encourage you with Pickford in goal, considering how well Olsen did?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, Pickford's a strange one. He'll have some games where he'll pull off some cracking saves, and then he'll make some mistakes.
Oh, no. We got a counter-attack. Sterling on the ball at the moment. Oh, Dan.
Okay. So I can tell what's happened from that. De Bruyne there, holding the ball well. Brilliant, using the body to secure the ball. There's Raheem Sterling on the left-hand side, trying to cut in. Raheem Sterling, he nearly put it out there. But,
Hold on.
Okay, so once again, Walker-Peters, fantastic bit of play down the right-hand side, looking to get Walcott in. Cross has come in. Oh, what was going on there? Is it going to be a goal? No, it isn't. Che Adams with the header at the back post.
Yeah, the ball whipped in, and it was John Stones went to go for it. He didn't hit the ball. Edison's wondering what the hell was going on here. And Adams, the ball just bounced too high. He headed it into the side netting. Dan, do you want to hear the team news for Arsenal?
Yes, please.
The Arsenal team news, if they've updated it, for crying out loud, because for some reason you're... Have they blocked us?
I better get a light on, mate.
I was going to say, you're very dark. Just hit a bit of light on. Whoa, my goodness, Dan. Oh, my goodness. Dan, can you hear me?
Let's go. I can hear you, mate, yeah.
No Aubameyang.
Oh, come on, Steve. I know I've put the light on, but there's no need to be silly.
No, I'm being absolutely serious. Aubameyang is not in the squad. The team is as follows. Leno, Holding, David Luiz, Tierney, Maitland-Niles, Ceballos, El Nene, Saka, Pepe, Nketiah and Willian. Lacazette on the bench and no Aubameyang.
Really?
No, I've just made it up, Dan. For a laugh, I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to lie for the first time ever.
Oh,
no,
right, so
Pepe and Ketia and Willian up front.
Oh, I mean, Aubameyang scored the other day. I'm assuming there must be an injury or...
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, potentially, yeah. So that's not good news. I mean...
Bilal saying Arsenal team is a shambles. Vince Lowell, Callum JB, wow. Bilal just saying Arteta's asking to be sacked. Brian Tavares, Arteta out. Karma baby. Aubameyang not even on the bench. Yeah, talk to us, Dan, as the Arsenal fan.
I mean, without,
is he waving the white flag?
I mean, we got some action here, but no, cleared out there from Ruben Diaz. But yeah, I just think that Aubameyang out, Lacazette not in, playing. What confidence does he have in Lacazette? So that attack doesn't really fill me with a lot of confidence. And Willian back in, without Gabriel, without Partey, some of our better players, it's all set for an Everton win and more pressure on Arteta.
Oh, absolutely is more pressure, Dan. Some action, Dan.
Okay, so we got Bertrand there on the left-hand side, the ex-Chelsea player, and now back into the centre here. There's Vestergaard, the imposing central defender, clips it out to Walcott, now on the right-hand side. The cross has come in, but was just a bit too high. That was from Walker Peters, though, clipped it in, but it was just a little bit too high. Walker Peters has had a good game so far, but unfortunately on that position he wasn't able to deliver accurately.
There's just showing the replay of the goal, Dan. It's just so disappointing from Southampton that they let Sterling free.
Yeah, I mean, it was, nice cross there from De Bruyne, and they'll be disappointed. But, when you've got De Bruyne and Sterling, two top-class players like that, they can easily catch you out. And De Bruyne, against West Brom, he could have easily had a couple of assists at the end. But obviously we know what happened there.
According to Anurag, cheers, dude, Aubameyang has a tight calf. There we are, Dan. God. Got a bit of a tight calf. I'm not interested in playing. Nuclear Atoms is asking then, who would be the captain for Arsenal?
I would assume David Luiz.
David Luiz, yeah. You would assume David Luiz or Leno, I would think. But, yeah.
Yeah, possibly David Luiz. I mean, Nketiah, nice assist on Wednesday, but, he's going to have to be the focal point. But I'm just a bit surprised that Lacazette's not starting without Aubameyang. I mean, what confidence does Arteta not have in Lacazette for him not to be playing?
Absolutely. Just to clarify, everybody up on screen right now, I know it happened a few minutes ago now, but Ferran Torres is off for Mahrez right now, and without wanting to jinx Southampton, I really do think this could be ending 1-0. Pep Guardiola obviously coming out. Some action, Dan.
Okay, so Man City passing it around at the back, and Diaz and Stones, just passing around there, but the ball's gone up. Sterling's won that well. Now it's Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne driving forward. The Belgian maestro now links it off to the right-hand side. There's Riyad Mahrez, the Algerian, trying to clip it in there. The shot coming in. Oh, lovely save from McCarthy. McCarthy getting in on the action there, and Gundogan having the shot up into the top right-hand corner nearly. A lovely save from McCarthy. But finally some action, really.
Yeah, we got a corner for Man City. Kevin De Bruyne will be taking this. He's looking for the arm. Anybody swinging it up. I mean, it's been cleared away pretty comfortably. And like I said, it must be, like, for any Southampton fan here, it must be so frustrating. I know we discussed it, but allowing Sterling to be so free. Man City have still got two substitutions to make, and I was just going to say that Pep Guardiola has come out and said that Kevin De Bruyne will be playing every single game over the Christmas period, whether we believe him or not. I'm just going to take it as read that that's exactly what will be happening here. We got some action, Dan.
Okay, so Kevin De Bruyne there. Now Bernardo Silva trying to make something happen here. Man City in the centre here, trying to push forward over to the right hand side. Nice bit of play. Mahrez looking really fresh. Jinking past a couple of defenders, and now it looks it's a corner to. Is it a corner to Manchester
It's a goal
City?
kick, I'm afraid. It's
a goal kick. I thought that looked like a corner there, but maybe These glasses are failing me once again, but that was a great save from McCarthy. In the second half, I don't know, Southampton, they've had some crosses in. Redmond had that moment, but they've not, well, I suppose Ward-Prowse kind of he forced Edison to save from the corner come shot, but that's been about it, really.
So Kevin De Bruyne has come out and said, so Pep Guardiola said that Kevin De Bruyne is going to be playing every game over the Christmas period. He's had his rest in the Champions League. Substitutions left. Would he bring on Foden? Would he bring on Aguero? Or do you think he's just going to leave it like this?
For the counter-attack, maybe. Aguero came on late against West Brom and looked quite lively. I thought he might start today, potentially. But here we've got Southampton driving forward. I think Redmond there on the left-hand side. Lots of Man City defenders trying to get it in, but the ball, Romeo swung it in and once again headed out. Southampton trying to build some pressure. Ward-Prowse over cross in. Che Adams
just really behind him, wasn't it?
Landing. And Che Adams has fouled Walker there, and Man City will be grateful for that break-off in the attacking play from the Saints.
It's getting a bit frustrating now from Southampton. Getting frustrating now.
They're getting a bit desperate, Steve.
Yeah. Great.
In fact, they know the effort they put into this game. They're pressing throughout the game. Maybe that's kind of taken its toll towards the end of this match. They've expended a lot of energy. Obviously, they somebody's coming on here for Southampton. I'm not too sure who it is, but one last throw of the dice from the Southampton manager.
Action, Dan! Got some action.
Yeah, we've got some action here, according to young Steve-O. Now a free kick to Southampton in Manchester City's half here. Oh, the ball's gone forward here. Edison coming out of his goal. That went forward very quickly, and I believe it was offside here, but hopefully my connection is still okay there. But yeah, substitution coming on for Southampton here. Let's just check and see who is coming on. It's Walcott. Let's just give him a little...
Che Adams, I'm afraid, Dan. It's actually Che Adams coming off.
Yeah. Oh, Che Adams, actually. Sorry, yes, I do.
For Unlundu or something. How are you pronouncing that?
Daniel. It's nice to see a Premier League player with an excellent first name there. Daniel coming on for Che Adams. And Walker is still down.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Ake's stripping off.
Seems to still be affecting him. And
you there, Dan?
Okay, yes. So just seeing... Sorry, just seeing that...
It just went all quiet there. I was wondering what the hell was going on.
No, I was just worried about Walker, you see. But yeah, Nathan Ake is just looking to come on now, potentially for Kyle Walker. He's having some treatment here, but maybe Man City don't want to take any precautions with a congested, festive schedule ahead. And it does look like I believe he's a Dutch international, Nathan Ake, is going to be coming on after a very sharp challenge there from Mr. Che Adams.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't see Pep Guardiola bringing on Foden or Aguero. Maybe they start on Boxing Day next week. Who knows? Obviously, the way Pep Guardiola seems to play, it's a different team every other game apart from the key players like Kevin De Bruyne, John Stones, despite the fact he wasn't playing the other day. This is going to be a well-earned win and a within reason. A deserved win for their defensive displays, albeit the fact that Southampton really, to be honest, haven't troubled Man City whatsoever. Southampton have been worthy of the goal. It's just the simple fact that they just haven't created key cut chances and haven't really troubled Edison whatsoever, have they done?
Well, I mean, mainly in the second half, they've not created the clear cut. In the first half, Ings had some good opportunities. There's been some close moments. Ward-Prowse for that corner cross-gun shot, so to speak. But yeah, I think in the second half it's been more comfortable for Man City. They've looked quite dangerous on the counter attack. Bernardo Silva having that chance that he spurned, but I think, as predicted from yourself, Man City have tried to kind of go on the counter attack, control possession, and wait for their moment to pick Southampton off. Really.
Fruit Loops, who did you and Dan captain this week? They're two Manchester players. Fruit Loops, which two Manchester players did me and Dan captain? David McQueen, hello there. Hello there. Bilal saying AFTV and popcorn at 7:15 once they lose. He cannot wait for that. FPL Maestro saying that McCarthy is now on 3 points. Sorry, I was just distracted by what was going. Nuclear Atoms is saying, what is Mahrez doing? I might as well have Gundogan in my team. He's been a substitute here. Man City, to be fair, like I said, they have had nothing to do, and it's been trying to squeeze through there from Southampton.
Oh, nice.
Danny boy.
Vestergaard winning it well there. Showing a nice bit of control there. So down the left-hand side, the cross has come in. Ederson's taken that well. Man City have done that well throughout the game, making vital interceptions. There was Ederson, cool as a cucumber, coming in there, confident, taking the ball, and promising attack nullified once again for Southampton. So their frustration boiling out a little bit here. Free kick to Man City. Man City in no particular rush to take it. Redmond having a word in Bernardo Silva's back here, but he's not really, his left ear. But he's not really too worried about that. And clearing it up here to the left-hand side, Sterling trying to win this one, but headed out by for Southampton. Oh, and I think that's going to be, is that going to be a free kick? No, it isn't. Bernardo Silva wanted to win one there. Southampton kicking it long. But Man City just nullifying all their attacks. That's my new favourite word here on Elite FPL. If you are enjoying the stream, give us a like and feel free to subscribe. But there's Sterling on the left-hand side to my mate Cancelo, hoping for clean sheet points there.
Hoping? It's guaranteed, mate. Southampton aren't going to get through, are they?
It's not guaranteed till it's over, my friend. Please do not jinx my clean sheet points so I can get back up on you and get ahead of you by Christmas in our mini league that we take very seriously. But Pep Guardiola giving the instructions there and the encouragement. This would be a vital win for Manchester City to stay in touch with the teams at the top of the Premier League.
Fruit Loops is saying, was it Fernandes and De Bruyne? The answer is one of them's right, one of them's wrong. Dan captained Fernandes, I captained Martial.
What was the thinker behind that, Stephen?
Well, without saying it for the third time, I just think that he's a confidence player. He got his goal. He looked happy versus Sheffield United the other day. Leeds, I think, will be susceptible to the counter-attack. It's the way Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's going to play. I think that Leeds will concede, and I expect Martial to get some form of attacking returns tomorrow. I really do. Unless it does end like 0-0, obviously, or 1-0 either way. But everybody's saying it's got goals in it. It should. The key word being should, but we all know this season so far, should be removed from the dictionary because really... hold on a minute. Man City on the attack at the moment, Dan.
Can't take another Man United 0-0 game. Man City pressing up, trying to get that second goal to secure these 3 points. On the right-hand side here, Mara's getting involved. Nice little move this from Manchester City. Cross nearly coming in from Bernardo Silva there, but well blocked by Vestergaard. Vestergaard has played well, a very solid centre-back, so he is. Not just about his imposing stature, he's made some very clever interceptions for the Saints today, but still remains 1-0. We did not expect this game to stay at 1-0 when Southampton conceded early on, but Man City have held out.
Fruit Loops, Martial could be a decent pick. Yeah, it could be. It could be. I don't think it's a terrible choice. I'd rather have him against Leeds than Vardy against Tottenham. Matt Henley was making a point earlier on about Martial. Martial does seem to go on little scoring runs. He does. From what I remember last season during Project Restart, obviously at Old Trafford, Martial at home always seemed to do really well indeed. What do you think about this from Nuclear Atoms? Dan Mahrez is out of his depth. He's out of form. He's out of favour. He's out of everything. I mean, I completely disagree with that. But what do you think?
I think it's a bit over the top, really. I think it's a rotation game, particularly with Manchester City, and he's not done a lot since he's come on, but you can guarantee. Do you know what? Man City's next game is against Arsenal in the League Cup quarter-final on Tuesday evening. So,
is it?
Yeah, he might be.
They're playing games this. Are they?
Yeah, we got them again. Obviously,
right.
We've beaten Liverpool and Leicester in the Carabao Cup, so obviously changed teams, but 2 good victories. I don't know how I feel about that game, to be honest with you, but we will see. Vestergaard getting man of the match, deservedly so, I have to say. He has played very well for Southampton. Maybe some of the bigger teams will be looking at him in the market for it in an imposing centre-back.
Well, they were saying it earlier on Planet FPL about the fact that maybe Liverpool, the feeder club, Southampton being the feeder club to Liverpool, maybe they could come in. He certainly fits the bill if Van Dijk goes out. Well, he is out injured, but he would fit the bill when he goes out injured again. Denver is saying, I'm hoping for a Kyle Walker assist or a goal with Kevin De Bruyne. Well, what a cracking pass there from Kevin De Bruyne to Mahrez. I mean, he is just curled that. Mahrez with an effort there. It's gone way over the top. I mean, that pass, Dan, it's going to be coming to you in a minute.
That is absolutely quality. That is just a delight to watch there. Mahrez, way over. Expect better from Riyad Mahrez, who won the Premier League with Leicester City in 2016. But yeah, that was a fantastic. He just let the ball do the work there, swiveled it over. Are we sure that De Bruyne is not Brazilian? Are we sure about that?
Just to continue what Denver was saying, Martial, Rashford are great options versus Leeds, a speed counter-attacking football. It's really nice to hear some positive feedback, Dan. Nice positive feedback. Vince, are you feeling all right? Vince is slamming on his keyboard and he's saying, right, Kevin De Bruyne is out of my team. It's confirmed. And when we're saying that now, here we go, Dan. Counter-attack.
Okay, so Southampton, Romeu's lost it. I've been praising him all afternoon. Oh, Man City are surging forward here. It's Vince's favourite player, Kevin De Bruyne, looking for options. Oh my God, Sterling's there. Slips it over. Is this going to be... Oh, it's that favourite player, Riyad Mahrez in the centre there. Maybe it was just one pass too many. It was a wonderful counter-attack. De Bruyne surging forward there. And he picked the right option. Mahrez made the deceptive little run there. Sterling, a little bit of clever play. The ball went back in from Bernardo Silva. And Riyad Mahrez has had 2 presentable opportunities in the last 5 minutes and converted neither of them. Absolutely disgusting, in the words of young Steve-O.
Brian Tavares is getting a bit knee-jerky here. Mahrez has been useless this year. Well, were you saying that when he got a hat-trick the other week or when he got a return at the start of the season? Probably the answer is no. So hold your horses there. Mahrez isn't useless. It's just the fact that, like Dan said, it's susceptible to rotation. I think there's been 5 minutes added on for stoppage time, but I do believe that this game is going to end 1-0. I think, if anything, Man City have got a very good chance of making it 2-0 the way they're playing and pressing. So, in fact, ironically, they are really pressing it. I mean, it's almost like 5-on-2 at the moment. 4 Man City, Southampton really pushing the numbers up forward, but you know, Jonas Pereira saying that the players around Kevin De Bruyne are so frustrating. Yes, Dan.
I was just going to say, losing Danny Ings in that first half was a big loss.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
a player of his caliber would make a massive difference. Maybe he could have made a difference in the second half. I mean, he's obviously very much a key player for the Saints. But like you say, Man City had some nice passing moves in the last 10-15 minutes. Oh, that was a rough challenge going in there. But
I was thinking that. Here we go. Some action, Dan. Some action. Keep with it.
And, okay, here. So left-hand side, loop top cross has gone in there, but it's been headed back out. Man City looking to carry Mahrez. Lovely close control by Riyad Mahrez. And now it's... Man City relentlessly on the break here. Kevin De Bruyne on the left-hand side. He's content to go to the corner flag. and win the corner. Very professional play from the experienced Belgian international and captain at the moment. Very clever play. And he's having a much break there, ready to take this corner for Man City. It could be the last bit of action in this game. Who knows? But
could you imagine?
Looks like
could you imagine Kevin De Bruyne in Liverpool's team?
Oh, it'd be insane, wouldn't it? It'd be absolute madness. Like De Bruyne there. De Bruyne and Salah, they used to play for Chelsea.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so weird thinking that Salah played for Chelsea. It just seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was only 2013, is that right? Something like that.
Yeah, he did score against Arsenal that season in the 6-0 win.
Of course he did.
Not that I'm still bitter.
Yeah. Bilal making the point. Mahrez has been useless all year. It's just people get all excited when he actually did something, but they didn't realise that he does this and then goes missing for 10 game weeks before popping up again.
The thing with Mahrez is that he's...
1 minute down, we got some action. City on the counter-attack again. Can they make something of it, Dan?
Let's just see. A very direct kick there, but right-hand side here. Oh, my God. Man City coming forward. It's Walker slipping it over to Raheem Sterling, the goal scorer. Sterling looking for options, shielding the ball well. On to the left-hand side, it's KDB, and he just kicked it out. That's the end of the game. Clean sheet for Cancelo. Assist for De Bruyne, but a yellow card. But more importantly for Man City fans, a vital win. Well thought out. Towards the end, Man City were getting more opportunities. I have to say, Vestergaard played very well. Walcott, Romeo, Southampton give it a right old good game. And you can see the respect here between the Man City Southampton players and the management for the respective teams. It's been a great game of football.
Well, interestingly, it's funny you say about showing respect to each team because in this particular fixture, get this history. Here's the history, everybody. So for this particular game, there was 2 1-0 wins for both Southampton and Man City. Guess where they were, Dan? At St Mary's. Well, guess what's happened today? A 1-0 win for Man City at St Mary's. I mean, the history's been terrible this year at predicting, but, you know, it does occasionally pop up with some gems, and there we have it. Another 1-0 victory. But overall, very entertaining game. Do you think that the turning point, like you said, was Danny Ings going off injured just before half-time?
Oh, massively, yeah. I think that was a big blow for Southampton in the second half. There was a couple of opportunities. Redmond had that particular chance when he fluffed his line somewhat. But, yeah, I mean, just looking at the scores now, 7-0 to Liverpool. Absolutely crazy score there. But, no, I think Man City just about deserved that win. But I have to say, Southampton did play very well, and Man City will be delighted with those 3 points.
Absolutely, and just quickly finishing with Vince saying that I'm not saying Kevin De Bruyne is rubbish, he's class, but City are useless and Kevin De Bruyne is out. #-8. Done.
Ooh.
There we are. Vince has done a -8 before the Boxing Day games. Fish is saying such a difference having watched the Liverpool game earlier. Absolutely. On that note, really do appreciate everybody joining myself and Dan for this Southampton versus City watch along. Really do appreciate you guys sticking around. And if you are completely brand new around here, hit that subscribe button. If you have enjoyed the stream, hit that like button. Get into that Discord. Get into that Discord. The link is in the description. Chat to other light-hearted members of the FPL community talking all things fantasy football. Not just fantasy football, but all walks of life, really. Just get to know each other and have a laugh. And finally, from me, just want to say that myself and probably Dan are going to be covering the Man United versus Liverpool game tomorrow probably we'll be going live at 4:15. Dan, any final things to say before we clear off?
Just a very enjoyable game. Commiserations to Southampton.
Yeah.
But pleased to see Cancelo get that clean sheet. But yeah, been very enjoyable being here this afternoon. Thank you to everyone that's joined us and look forward to seeing you all again very soon.
Absolutely. Cheers, everybody, and see you tomorrow. Cheers, Dan.
Cheers. Thank you, guys.